The moment you've all been waiting for, the last regular season HGC Korea match. It's going to be Raven versus Tempest. And after this series is over, we're going straight into playoffs next week. So
That's right.
Get hyped.
Get hyped.
Get pretty hyped.
The repeated question, is Raven ever going to have their first series not likely against Tempest? And we have to really compare. After watching today, we just saw Mighty's action, 3-1 versus Blossom, who is 7th place. And let's compare that to today's second series, Tempest against Raven, who is at the 8th place. So we can kind of judge who stands on top, especially Mighty and Tempest, as they are going through that playoff next week.
Yeah. It's going to be the big question, is Tempest even going to drop a map here? If they do, I'm worried for them. So let's see what maps they come into. Raven known for unusual drafting. I think they're definitely going to be drafting Genji every game. Question is, will we see the double support with the Uther and the Lili? They're probably watching on Twitch on their phones on the way over here to the studio. And going, maybe we should try that. We'll see. This team, again, the underdogs, they haven't yet to take a series. And with the exception of Joju, the rest of their players basically have, oh, that's not true, it's NMX as well, but 3 of their 5 players have a sub-1 KDA. Yeah, that is about as low as it gets. Deong and HA2 becoming flexes now. The team kind of rebuilding after phase 1 in terms of position swapping. That's what they call it in Korea, though, is rebuilding when you make any sort of roster change. H82 playing even the Grey main in 2 of the 5 last games, taking on a more heavy melee role, even outside of the tanking he's been doing. So obviously it didn't work out for them. He is 0-5 in his last 5 matches, but see if he can show us some Genji today, because he's likely to be the Genji player.
I think so too. I think they've been role swapping often, even the support, and likely going to be H82 on Genji. Or I want to see more Artanis action coming out too. That may bring a little bit more hype, as Tempest will be ready to counteract. But the real question is, when Tempest brings out that Probius, are they going to be ready? And they are going to be looking for on that Probius, of course, coming out from Duck Duck. And here is Tempest on the other side.
Here they are, the 2016 Summer Global Champions. They're still looking to go to Sweden. They want to save that, be the only team to ever win DreamHack Summer for Heroes of the Storm. And they are, again, going to take this match very seriously, but I feel like it's going to be very experimental for them. They don't want to show a lot going into what could, the potential 2 playoff matches they have. The matchup will likely against Mighty, and then after that, MVP Black if they want to go to Sweden. So if we talk about this team as a team that started off really rocky at the beginning of the season, and both Sign and Modern Life stepped it up going into the middle part of Season 1, or Part 1 of Phase 1 for the first 5 weeks. And then the second 5 weeks, Sign looks to be back in his MVP Black form, feels more comfortable. He'll be listed as key player for Tempest today.
Of course, you want to hide your key strategy, but also to test out some of your strategy if it's going to work against the teams on the actual stage. And from map number 1, they're going to Dragonshire. Both StarCraft maps are removed. Praxis banned from Tempest, and Warhead banned from Raven.
So this is Tempest map pick, one of the better maps, and they are currently on this map 5-4, but it's a map where they can play late game and potentially play the Witch Doctor, Nazebo.
And also I want to bring out Modern Life's, really the story of his growth, especially on his Tyrael and Zeratul, and even coming out from beginning of the season, Rag too. He has been one of the, almost the hole in the team from beginning of the season, but not anymore. He's been filling more than the hole. He is making the plays for the team now.
That's right. Once the one-trick Ragnaros, now the large hero pool. Raven will take first ban, of course. And this means that they will likely pick the Genji first, if that's the route they want to take. Seems to be a lot of discussion about this in the player booth, as you can see.
Let's see, I'm pretty sure both teams want to have some experiment with Genji team comps, as it is the hot topic for all Korean teams right now, not just Korea, in all regions.
Worried about Raven using this much time for the first ban when they've chosen first ban. It should almost always be an insta-lock situation.
I was worried a little bit more when I was worried a little bit more when we saw Rexar there, but okay, now we have Vala hovering on that first ban.
Okay, there's the Vala ban. Tempest. Did they ban the Genji here? Nope. They still value Zeratul higher, as most teams do.
H82 also played some decent Zeratuls. There's the first pick Genji again. The more reason...
Joju's face when they got it, he was like, oh, got him. That's the best Genji skin right there. That's literally, oh no, bring it back to the purple. That's the one I use.
Oni Genji is a cool one too. Tempest, of course, perfect respawn. Malfurion with the CC and the Ziba for late game scaling. Spider builds will be coming out from Tempest already.
Yep, we talked about this as soon as we saw the map pick. I was like, well, this is an Azebo time.
See, this is a very good trend for the first day and second day of Genji, especially in Korea, or just in Korea. If your team actually picks Genji, then you build a team comp around it most of the time and lose most of the time too. But if you don't actually get to take Genji, then you just go with your normal team comp and just do whatever you are good at before and just try to make a solid team comp, balanced team comp, and try to out-rotate with the globals, or try to have a very strong team fighting comp so you can just win the team fight and Genji cannot do too much action.
The ETC being hovered here to remove a strong tanker. They're going to do that. The Valarial here is going to serve a similar purpose to what Nazebo did in the double support composition we saw where Genji had success in the previous series, because you can poke down everybody and then Genji can go in for the kill. This could be another X-Strike situation. See what Tempest wants to bring in for their main tank. I feel it'd be wise to pick up the Tyrael here, even though it doesn't pair with anything that they're taking right now. They could bring in like a Greymane Tyrael here. If they don't take the Tyrael, I think that will be, Raven will be happy to, well, I'll take it off your hands. I'll take that Tyrael. Feels like it's shocking that in HGC Korea, we have 46 games played of Gul'dan. It feels like he's been played so little in recent times in the second phase.
I think it's most of the first flight weeks where Gul'dan was very highly prioritized in the draft for that wave clear, especially along with Vala.
So what's it going to be, Tempest? Tyrael. And Falstad. So Tyrael, talked about, was just too strong to give to Raven. And that's going to be a great squatter for the Shrines as well to get the channel.
Now they have double solo lane on top. They can choose. I guess Tyrael will be on top and Falstad would just roam around, clearing that mid lane and try to roam and gank onto the opponent. And Sanctification will cancel out so much damage, burst damage coming out from Genji and Gul'dan at the same time. It's a great pickup for Tempest. Now Raven really needs to choose their front line more than ETC, already gone from the draft.
I think this is going to be a Arthas pick. Finally, I'm hoping we get to see the Arthas with the Genji together. I really feel like this is going to be a strong pairing. It was banned in the previous set. See if they want to lock it in here. Not a whole lot of other options. Nubarak and Stitches. Okay, well, this is... wondering why this is happening. It's like, well, Raven likes to draft one usually. There's obviously strong reasons why they would pick the Nubarak here for the dive and the ability to help lock down some of these targets, but I don't think this is going to be a web wrap situation unless they want to web wrap Tyrael with a Cocoon and prevent the Sanctification. That's one good target. Otherwise, not a whole lot. Sonya, Tempest's favorite frontliner here, the Bruiser that they used very, very well in 2016. So we'll see what is on the cards here for Sonya. They're just bringing it in to give Tyrael some value and then have an incredibly strong solo laner in the top lane to go against the Anubarak. Honestly, I like the draft of Tempest better. I feel like it's more well-rounded. It's very standard, quote-unquote, as Raven's taken this new Stitches approach with the Anubarak and the Genji. Let's go into game number 1 on Dragonshire to find out how well HG2 is going to play the hero. In blue, it is Joju on Ariel, Hamlin actually on the Genji, NMX on Gul'dan, Diong on Stitches, and H82 will be playing Anubarak.
And in red, Tempest, Hyde on Falstad, Dog on the Zebo, Lockdown on Sonya, Sign on Tyrael, and Modern Life on Malfurion. That's real.
Wait, Modern Life on Malfurion?
Yes. That's why I said that's real.
Oh boy.
Just like what we saw from yesterday, and I'm gonna see some swaps coming out. Let's see, Hyde, the brother of Lockdown. He has been known for his DPS plays as well.
Yeah, he's known to kind of practice with DPS when he's doing solo practice. And this is actually a thing that good players have done in multiple esports, other MOBAs. You see this a lot. Duck gets hooked here. It's early game. Actually going to... Oh, Hamlin misses the dash. Oh, that's painful. But let's talk about this for a second because this weird role swap. Back in StarCraft 2, there was a player called MVP, and he would almost exclusively, when he wasn't doing ladder or custom game practice with his teammates, would almost exclusively play Zerg on the ladder. It was the matchup he wanted to perfect, and he would just play Zerg all day, so they understood the feelings of Zerg, what Zerg is thinking when he plays against a Terran, like where do I feel weak, what sort of mindset do I have to have, and if you're a support player, sometimes playing the DPS can give you a better idea of how to play an aggressive support. And so Hyde, we'll see how well he plays this game. Completely off meta for him to be doing this.
Of course, understanding all the heroes and what they feel like will help you actually get a timing of the cooldowns on the skills and how they work against you. So that's of course a good practice, but bringing it out on the real game, a little bit having little questions on it. But let's see how well Lockdown's brother Hyde can bring out on the DPS, and more like how well can Modern Life do, as Hyde was known for one of the best supports of all time. There's a Diong sound.
Diong sound. That's a Diong for you right there. That's why you got the ID.
Just soaking some damage as Sonya on top lane instead.
Just want to point out too that Tyrael went regen master, so I'm going to have a lot of extra health once that completes. Have about as much as he would have before the rework to give him spell armor.
Gul'dan going for a corruption build, of course. On Dragonshire, it's going to take a little bit more time, actually a lot more time to finish that quest.
Yeah, but you have a lot of game time ahead of you with the Gul'dan. So two heroes that scale well into the late game, Gul'dan and Nazebo.
Of course, with the globals of Tempest, Falstad can fly in any time. And Tyrael seems to be having rotations up on top and the mid lane oftentimes. So unless Raven really get a pick onto the bottom lane, I think Tempest can out-soak the EXP and also the rotation and try to get the Dragon Knight onto themselves before Raven can do.
Lockdown, super aggressive here in lane. Let's not forget that even though Lockdown is still technically off position, he would do this only on the Sonya in the past. He would never play like a Thrall or a Greymane. Only play Sonya when he needed to switch roles. So he's very familiar with the hero. This is why Hyde has this opportunity now to play the Falstad. as it looks like Modern Life is just not ready to flex into a ranged DPS.
Maybe that's also a very good reason behind it. And there's a hook onto... But that's the thing, when we saw the Stitches pick, there was not much of a CC follow-up, not like they have a Malfurion route to pair up with, or Arthas's Howling Blast route to connect with the hook. Anubara can kind of follow up with the CC, but it's going to be very tough.
Lockdown knocked into the air here. Basically to be able to get promptly back onto that shrine. Delayed it for just a second to stop the channel, but there was no opportunity for Raven to hold on to this one.
What's Raven thinking at the moment with those heroes? Is it going to be Gorge and Cocoon to isolate both targets from Tempest?
I mean,
for a team fight.
I think it could be, but I really feel if you do that, then you're definitely sacrificing a lot of self-sustain and potential team fight power that Bile can provide to Genji. The big question too is if he's going to go for Dragon Blade or X-Strike. So I feel like this is an X-Strike situation. Opposition they have, all the CC that can come in. But Dragon Blade is also just going to be stronger in terms of damage every time. Height so far not disappointing on the Falstad. So, just kind of an odd situation we have here. Modern Life's playing heals. Big detainment strike, actually. Hamlin's going to try to capitalize on it. Body block comes in immediately there with the dash, so we'll get a kill.
On Nazeeba, there's no way of escaping. That's one way to handle with Nazeeba from having those early picks. I think that's what they needed. That's why they picked Nazeebo. Try to have those hooks onto Nazeebo especially and try to get kills before Nazeebo gets super strong late game.
Very fast Widowmaker completion, by the way. I don't know how he completed it while he was dead, but we'll just never know. But he has it sub 6 minutes, so constant harassment. And Lockdown is going to push this into the fort. It's going to start actually losing a lot of ammo. It's going to give him a non-stop secured top shrine if Raven doesn't do anything about it. So, Horrify, X-Strike. Okay, Cocoon. See the Gorge too?
Not yet. And Judgment coming out from Tempest. They want to go all in, but no Leap though. As we saw Leap as a sort of a counter to Mosh Pit coming out from BTC. So they want to have a single target, possibly on Gul'dan, go in with the Judgment, follow up with a little more CC, and Sonya can put out that burst damage to kill off a target.
Oh, he went Bile. As much as I think that it would have been the wrong choice to go for Gorge, I would have liked to watch it.
Like, I love all these heroic choices now. Back last year, it was mostly about 90+ times just one heroic instead. Now we see multiple things, not just Sank all the time, Judgments coming in, and even Upgrade, Angel of Justice coming out from L5, and lots of other Korean teams.
There's no cleanse, but there is Aegis, so that single target is definitely going to be protected immediately by Raven. I want to ask you, actually, we have this little skirmish here. High takes way too much damage. Do you think that Judgment will become meta, or do you think this is just kind of like a fan service movement where they want to do something exciting because the fans were all hyped about Judgment last time? Do you think this could become meta?
I don't think it's... I think it actually kind of started with the fan service, but it actually... I don't think it's going to be a meta, but it's going to be a niche pick whenever they need to actually pick on like something like Lucio without cleanse or Ariel without cleanse. I think it's a very good pickup to have if you have the right team comp for it.
I'm not so sure. I feel like there's definitely big arguments for it. Gonna see a Twilight Dream come down after that pull.
Modern Life says thank you for that pull.
Yep. Okay, here's the Judgment onto H82. The Aegis comes down immediately. Like I was saying, Gust there, she helps him escape. That was not how they wanted to do that. The matchup between Lockdown and Hamlin ensues.
I guess Hyde was a little bit scared of the follow-up damage after the Horrify, but did not happen. X-Strike is the only one available right now, but I don't see much of a pairing.
Okay, we're gonna see the flight in here. We're gonna look for the Dragon Knight from this one. We'll get the channel.
He will get it for sure. There's no way of stopping.
I feel like they got that early Aegis out super quick because of the Judgment. Yeah, its Sanctification isn't that strong against the longer sustained damage of Gul'dan. I really feel like it's not great in this situation. They didn't commit to the leap, but there's a little bit of a thought experiment here. I'm just watching how this unfolds. That was definitely not what he wanted to do, but they're going to get this mid forward anyways. Judgment has such a low cooldown. This could be used repeatedly over and over again.
Even less cooldown when you upgrade.
Yeah.
Too, and hide.
And the better range.
When he's off, he will also have the gust, so it doesn't matter too much here. But they did get 2 kills, and happened to be on the Zebo again.
Echo Corruption done very quickly, actually, despite the fact that we thought it was going to be taking longer. It's still going to be sub 10 on that one, so that's actually a very important power spike now for Raven. That's going to be much faster than Zebo really gets his. Oh!
Almost onto the tails, but not close enough.
He got a feather from that one, for sure. That was Parrot Falstad feathers. Still can't believe the Falstad's Griffin has a hook leg. That's so cool. I can't believe I went so long without knowing. Yeah, I know. Like
that's the power of the legendary skin.
I just didn't know.
Going all in.
He's going in indeed. Is he just gonna steal it? No, he gets hooked out. Oh. That's unfortunate.
Very nice hook from DeYoung. Lockdown has healing with the 7 talent for himself.
Yeah, he also has a lot of heroes to heal off of, but the Horrify is gonna stop all that. And this actually ends up being a wasteful exchange. X-Strike coming in for a little bit of an escape here for Hamlin. Gets the heal. So much damage done. H82 coming in from behind. Definitely the star of his team here. And here's the Judgment onto Hamlin. Helps him escape, actually. Kind of a funny situation that occurred there.
Helps him escape and secure a kill with the Moonlight at the very end.
That was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty big play.
Exactly when he was on cooldown with on that Swift Strike. Perfect play there. He didn't hide, not hide. Modern Life didn't have to go in and use Twilight Dream for that.
So is it going to take a lead here? It was definitely very wasteful to try to invade there without any of the support of his teammates, especially because Raven had vision. It's a very risky choice. Horrify being the big key heroic to secure the kill onto Lockdown. Going to be a neutral camp taken for Raven during all of this. Even down a talent tier here. They are controlling the map. Down a talent tier in a second. Okay, Bile used early already. The Cocoon.
The focus is onto NMX. They want to take cooldown down. Just not enough damage. Lockdown is coming around from the side, but Hyde is alone on the left.
Here comes the Judgment. The heroic usage here is so disjointed for Tempest. Hyde is getting a lot of damage done over the wall here. He's actually being chased down along with Tyrael.
But Lockdown is here to burst down onto multiple targets. He is healthy and he's doing more damage even so. Hamilton is trying to soak up some damage with the deflector. Here comes the X-Strike, picks off 1.
Okay, Duck is going to use Ice Block to try to survive here. Will Lockdown get onto this cap? There's actually so much damage coming out from Duck, but he does go down. That's going to be the full team wipe. Raven takes a massive lead now. They should be able to secure the Dragon Knight with this. Just a matter of standing on the shrines. They'll lose the top fort, but even up the EXP, and they're going to be able to do a lot of structural damage. Don't forget the bot push is real, and they may even try to look to damage that keep with this Dragon Knight. See how they want to use this. Joju comes over here.
Look at the damage of Gul'dan. 93k on Siege and 43 onto Hero already.
Just feel like the usage of heroics from Tempest is super disjointed. The Gust not paired, the Judgment, I'm not even sure what that's really accomplishing here. And Lockdown is carrying the fights. Imagine if he had Sanctification to empower him in those team fights, in those choke points. He's so strong. And yeah, the Twilight Dream was used off screen last time to no avail, just as an escape. Because Modern Life is playing his very first game of Malfurion of his career, televised. These kinds of things definitely ending up a little bit weird with the swap of Hyde into the Falstad role. They're going to target NMX again. Aegis is ready. He doesn't even need it till the last second here. Now the Gust comes out for Hyde. They will get him right afterwards.
That's the isolation that they were looking for this entire time. Hamlin's also going to have the
Friendly hook.
helping hand on
Helping
Hamlin.
hand.
For the moment, Lockdown has been just clearing waves, soaking for that EXP. They need to hit that 20. Okay, that's what they were looking for Falstad when there was 8 Crystal Ages onto single target. They want to gust the entire the rest of the team of Raven. But Hamlin on Genji, I think he has been pretty crisp and
Yeah,
about as good as Dami, I would also say.
he's been very aggressive, harassing Falstad a lot. Really good deflection usage.
I think compared to Dragon Blade, X-Strike could be the pick, more likely to be the pick for, especially for pro play. You see a lot of different uses on X-Strike. Here comes the team by Joju, gets all the cues from Hyde.
Ooh, Hamlin is in some serious trouble here. Does use the deflect, Lockdown steps away from it. HA2 nearly died there. Hook coming in on the Hyde, the Horrify to follow up, but a cleanse comes down. Hamlin commits, gets the X strike down, has the dash reset, but now he's gonna get hit by the Judgment, and no way out of this one. Or will there be? The Aegis comes in, he's solo, but dies to the burn damage of Nazeebo. Joju is going to be the next to fall. This might actually be a game-winning fight if they can keep everybody alive. Modern Life does go down.
No more support, it's going to be 3-on-2, but NMX does so much damage with the
They need to get on
corruption
him.
coming back.
They need to get on him. Oh, he gets the kill there before the Whirlwind can go off. Ice Block has to go up.
There's a corruption coming back after the quest. There's a Toad and the Spider doing some damage. There's also there's a Smite. Last chunk of damage to finish off cooldown.
Dog has so much mana, but not a lot of health. Wants to get that Spider heal coming in here onto HA2, and he will eventually get that kill. Signs like, oh, I'm trying to hearth
so
here.
close,
Oh
and
my
he will
god,
bring
HA2.
Down Nazeebo with his life. Sign just Aldruin away, that should be a kill.
If HA2 gets out of here, man, I eat my hat. No way.
Here comes Falstad saying, no way.
I was really scared I was going to have to eat my hat.
You don't even have a hat here, though, too.
Not at the studio, but I got a lot at home, man. I have my Super Korea hats for all the Twitter memes.
Well, here comes... Well, Falstad came with that epic mount, and just-in-time Season Marksman seems to be completed.
Well, they kept the keep alive, though, which is really important. Raven did. That was a pretty extended, amazing fight there. Showing the power of Gul'dan's damage. That's like a fight we had to watch again, because it's just so extended there. The Duck underestimating the shields of Anub'arak as well. I think that was actually a mistake. I think he could have won that fight if he had just timed it out a little bit better. Okay, we're going to see Judgment actually onto NMX once more. Connection there with the hammering as well. But there's nobody else here, so they have to gust, and now Lockdown is in the back. Horrify comes out immediately.
There's a lot of heroes already used for both sides, and Horrify used defensively will not make any angle for Genji to actually go in. And actually on upgrade on X-Strike too. Living weapon, you get cooldown off of every enemy hero you hit. Kind of like the change to the Hinterland Blast.
Yeah. So, see if this extended Judgment Owl will be the way. X-Strike to immediately avoid that Judgment.
Nice.
Cooldown super reduction. Super reduced now at 20 though. Norpain activated here for Lockdown. He wants to go in. That was a big Twilight Dream. The Aegis well timed here.
So much shield coming out from Raven, and Hyde hooked. Not enough. This is just a mess right now.
Dion uses his hardened shield.
Emily's trying to poke into the rest of the damage, but not enough. The Spider will actually be so much painful now because they hit.
That was actually really well played by Hamlin. He was able to deflect the Spider damage to actually... You get protected, you don't get the burn. Then he was able to live long enough with that to dash away and actually keep most of his health completely full. So, very good mechanical play there.
We don't really see Cocoon in action too much. And I haven't caught too much targets onto Cocoon every single time. And I'm pretty sure it was on more likely onto the damage at the back line.
Camp's taken here at the same time. Lockdown with the faster take. They could try to invade. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Lockdown can actually invade.
There's a holy ground. And no sanctification though. Sign, can he
There's a good Gust. Lockdown comes.
Lockdown is there.
He's immediately put into the cocoon, but that's blown up very fast.
And HG2 is caught on the root.
He has rewind now, so he has a lot more ability to be aggressive since he can double burrow charge. So they get the steal. That means a lot of pressure in the top lane. And Sony is actually going to take the top shrine, so they are going to have a channel here in just a moment. HG2 commits in, uses the rewind to get out. And here's the channel for Sign now. Good play by Tempest. They zoned everybody out. Now they've got double camp pressure in the top lane and the Dragon Knight in mid. This could be a keep. Just even with all the poke coming out from NMX.
The target onto Judgment is now on Genji instead of Gul'dan, because Gul'dan took that demonic circle, so whenever he presses on to his hotkey, whichever he set it to, he can go back to that circle. He's placed on right next to the top keep there.
Yep, it's actually super important. I've seen it a lot on this map in the late game.
That's the power of Big Mount, but the entire team is already on to core. Is this going to be enough? There's so much damage from NMX to come out.
20 minutes in, they're going to commit to this. This actually could be defendable. They have to knock Sign away.
There's
Horrify hits both. And that's going to be the kill onto Genji.
So Genji's gone, but I think this is going to be enough with that Dragon Knight.
Yep, there's no way to kill him here, even with the Horrify coming down. Tempest will get the kill, or sorry, get the win. Kill the Nexus, kill the core. What words are coming out of my mouth? It's been a long week, G-Clef, in this HGC. I know it's only 2 days long, but we have seen some crazy picks.
That's right. And
Hyde wins his first game of Falstad.
That's right. And even with the role swap, Modern Life and how he was playing his Malfurion was very close to how Hyde usually played Malfurions. He even bolted in for that big Twilight Dream, and he made that work successfully, escaped from that bolt, and bold moves coming out from Modern Life. I was really keeping my eyes on the support and how also Hyde was playing Falstad, and it seems to be working so far.
HA2's Nubrak as well, really impressive. I feel like HA2 is just a step ahead of his teammates. And he made the Nubrak look really strong, really good engages and disengages. The 1v2 fight that he took down there in bot and almost got out. Almost got out. Really impressive play. And Nubrak seems to be making a return in Korea. I know he's been used in all the other regions for a long time, but this week it feels like Korea's going full EU in terms of the Stitches and the Anubra. We're seeing so much. Two heroes that are really only seen at the highest level of play in Europe.
Yeah, in a good way. I love that they're bringing in all these adapting different picks and drafts from other regions. They're experiencing a little bit more as they all themselves has to get ready for it. And we saw coming out from L5 yesterday especially. And since then, lots of other teams have been picking up as they do have to get ready for that pick when they go to the mid-season brawl. They have to face NA teams or EU teams later on anyhow.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go into our second map now with Tempest taking this win. They already played on their favorite.